How is it possible that the President of the United States and that branch of government doesn't have sole discretion over this with the Secretary of State? He 1 million trillion, let me give you a Biden number, trillion, billion, million % does oversee this. It has the authority to oversee this and has the authority to revoke these if they want to. But not according to U.S. District Judge Allison Burroughs today. She blocked the Trump administration from revoking Harvard's ability to admit international students during an emergency hearing. Just think about that sentence. A judge is going to decide who we let into the country, especially from places that we know are not friendly. We know they're spying. We know they're stealing IP. We know they're doing all kinds of things. But Judge Allison Burroughs today says, no. The president, screw separation of powers here. Screw the executive branch authority that he holds as the President of the United States. He doesn't have sole discretion over who comes in, him and the Secretary of State. No, I have a say in this. The move follows Harvard suing the administration last week in response to a message from the Department of Homeland Security revoking their student exchange visitor program certification. The judge says this administration is holding Harvard this is actually Kristi Noem says, the administration is holding Harvard accountable for fostering violence, anti-Semitism, and coordinating with the Chinese Communist Party on its campus, Kristi Noem said. It's a privilege, not a right, for these universities to enroll foreign students and benefit from their higher tuition payments to help pad their multi-billion-dollar endowments. The Harvard lawsuit indicated that international students amounted to more than 1/4 of the student body of roughly 6,800 students. Noem, however, has indicated that the school could retain its international admissions privileges if it provided data on the foreign students. Well, of course, they won't do that. But again, that's not the point. The point is, here's a judge thinking that somehow she's going to get involved and tell the president and the Secretary of State who they can issue and not issue visas to.
This is like the pure definition of tyranny. This is what's happened right now during this Trump derangement syndrome, which it seems the left has in spades, the judges have it in spades, and we do know the reality to it. You said this in your opening. The reality is they don't really have the jurisdiction here to do that. But it doesn't matter when you hate someone and a movement so much like these judges do. And I bet you when we look at their social media and we start seeing their other rulings and what they said during the campaigns and all that stuff, we're going to find every one of these judges, whether Bush appointed them or even Trump appointed them, and of course, most of them on the left, we're going to find there's a Trump derangement syndrome part of their ethos that is just going to stand in the way in everything he does. And you know, the DNC memo that went out to all these judges, 677 judges, was obstructive when you can. Because it's not by accident this stuff just happens so timely on everything. And then, you know, the good news, I think, for all this is the Trump administration, they're ready for this because the appeals come out almost immediately. Like they get it right out. Pam Bondi and team are right on it, and we get an appeal, or sometimes it goes right to the Supreme Court. But man, this is tyranny. That's what we're seeing. Tyranny. Yeah.